Welcome to the Girl Talk Mental Health. Girl Talk Mental Health dares to go where others won't. We unpack the hard truths about mental health, dissect trending topics, and challenge the stereotypes and stigmas holding us back. From navigating the 6 dimensions of wellness to redefining social norms, this is more than a discussion. It's a revolution in how we care for our minds and souls. Ready for bold, honest conversations that spark change? Let's dive in. It's time for real talk with real impact.
Motherhood is beautiful, but let's be honest, it's also exhausting, overwhelming, and often lonely. On this heart centered episode of Girl Talk Mental Health, we're giving moms permission to reclaim their joy without the guilt. We explore the pressure to be perfect, the silent screams behind your smile, and how God's favor still finds you in the mess. And today we have our special guest, Dr. Felicia Speaks, but Dr. Felicia, girl, I'm about to forget your last name. Tell me your last name, Dr. Felicia. Young, yeah, I'm so sorry I went blank. I'm reading your name on the thing, but let's welcome her to the screen that she can explain now what she got. I'm looking at the screen like Dr. Felicia Speaks. No, that's not her last name, but welcome. Tell the audience
Thank
a little
you.
bit about who you are, ma'am.
Okay, so as you said, I am Dr. Felicia Young, also affectionately known as Dr. Fee Speaks. So that is my business, Dr. Fee Speaks. So I am a life strategist. I help business owners, but a lot of mommypreneurs be able to get their lives together. We organize their businesses, talk about ways to organize their lives, because sometimes as moms, we're able to rule the corporate world. Our house is in disarray. So I help moms just get everything together for themselves. And so I've been doing this as a business for probably about a year and a half. But my work with moms has been ongoing throughout my entire entrepreneurial career, which has been almost 10 years. So I decided I've worked with so many moms, helping them unofficially. I decided to create Dr. Fee Speaks to be a hub for information for entrepreneurs, but especially moms to be able to find resources and a common ground with other moms. So that is what I do at Dr. Fee Speaks.
Okay. And if I tell y'all her brunches are the bomb, I went to the one she had, the very first one in
Yeah.
Lafayette, and it was no Baton Rouge, and it was off the chain, girl. I loved it. I love the community. I love the speaker. So y'all need to connect with her. At the end, she's gonna tell you how to connect with her so that you can be in tune with when she have her next brunch, so you could be a part of that. So, Dr. Fee, you ready to dive into this impactful conversation today?
I am ready. I am ready.
Okay, so tell us, what's one moment in motherhood where you realized you lost yourself, and how did God or any other spiritual, entity that you worship use that to call you back to joy?
Okay, so let's talk about, you told me kind of to prepare, right? I don't read the questions. I want my answers to be authentic. So I am prepared, okay? So tell me the question one more time, because that's
And
why I said all that. You told me to
it's,
prepare. Okay.
it's double
Name a
layered,
time
yeah.
you good.
So let's unpack it. So what's one moment in your motherhood where you
Okay.
realized you lost yourself?
My son was probably about 2 years old. And so I was still in a relationship with his father. And we had all of the things that people would say materialistic they wanted. We had a really nice house. There was 401ks. There was vacation. There was money. There was things. But there's a picture that I post often on my Facebook and Instagram pages that I look very sad on the picture. And I often say that if I had died that day, I would have not fulfilled my purpose.
Mm.
And so in that moment, I decided that I would leave that relationship and go and find whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing, because just having things and being unhappy was not worth it for me. At that point, when I look at the picture, I remember sadness. I remember like being at a place where most people would be like, "Oh, you look so happy," and I always tell people it was a beautiful nightmare. That's what I call it, a
What?
beautiful nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what
look
helped pull
pretty.
you back? It looked perfect, but on the inside, that's that, yeah, the external and put on a good face externally, but on the inside, that's that motherhood.
Right.
Always have something going on the inside that you're not, it's not right. You wish you would have done better. So what helped you to call yourself back to your joy?
Well, I knew that I wanted my son to have a happy life, right? And so sometimes we believe that having two parents in a house is what's best, but really having two happy parents is what's best. And
Mhm.
so at that moment, I realized that neither one of us were happy. We were not happy. And so I decided to do what I know no one else would do, and that's choose myself first, in order to be an example to my child of what happiness and perseverance look like.
Okay, that's good. And how did it? Was it a happy journey, like making that decision? Was probably hard, but trying to. Did you tell us that process? Did you weigh the pros and the cons? Like, how did you
So,
process?
and and it was very difficult because I mean, you have to know this was like a real long-term relationship. There's like property and houses and money and everything. So the dividing of the things was crazy. The actual emotional detachment was insane. And like you said earlier about just having a spiritual relationship, I am a believer. So girl, when we moved out of the house and separated, I remember waiting on him to come back and tell me that he was sorry. He wanted his family back. He wanted, and one day I heard God's voice, just like I hear yours. Like I heard God say, "He is not coming back. You have to take care of your baby. It is time to get up." I heard those words, and I was like,
Mhm.
who's talking to
Who was
me?"
that?
Like, oh, I mean, you're not lying, but who is it? So, and I mean, in that moment, I knew that it was time to press forward. Like I had cried enough. I had been depressed enough. I mean, I went through the motions of the day, like very, very depressed because all of the hard things that I had worked for, it seemed like they were just, I mean, they were gone.
Mhm.
But having that faith that God would see me through really helped me. Like it really, really did.
And then that's one of the hard things about making a decision to leave in a relationship that you're not happy in is that the stuff that you have together and the kids. People are like, oh, we want to stay because of the kids or because we have all this property and this money and joint accounts and stuff together. And they think it's harder to leave to do all of that to leave versus to leave to be happy.
Right. Because I mean, we only get one life to do it all, right? And so what my belief is that when you get to the end, when it's your last, there's like a slideshow. I'm thinking the slideshow going through, and it's
Okay.
telling you like what you've done, what adventures, what your love, your loss, your everything. And so for me to think about that, I want to make sure that I have the best experience. I want to make sure that I give the most, that I've served my purpose, that I've given to those that I love, I've received, I've heard, I've grown, and I want to leave my mark. And so to sit in a house just to say I have my Gucci glasses and my Maserati outside, but on the inside, I hate to walk into this building. Like I hate to
Mhm.
walk house. I hate the person that
Mhm.
I lay beside. Like, what kind of feeling is that? Just so you can have external things. Anybody can make money. You could do that. You could get everything again. But happiness and really living a fulfilled life is something that you can't buy, and you can't buy more time. So we don't know the day nor the hour. So let me use the hour I got to
Okay.
do
Think ahead. Yeah. So
right,
many
right.
And many moms carry that guilt for needing for rest or whatever and space. So how can a woman shift from feeling shame to having their soul care, like you saying, that happiness?
Have a real conversation with yourself, because I think that sometimes we live in the pretend world that we've created, right? And so you're telling yourself these things that it's okay, that it's all right, it'll work itself out. But sometimes you actually have to be honest with yourself. If you need go get you a therapist. If your therapist recommends medicine, go take your medicine. Like whatever you need to go to church and pray about it, whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself back, because you cannot take care of anyone else if you are suffering, if you are not okay, because you're going to exhaust yourself and everybody else is going to have everything from you, but there's nothing for you to lean on, to gain from, because people will take until they've taken it all. So you do have to really, as a mom, put yourself first. And it seems very selfish for people to, to hear moms put themselves first. But I mean, you take care of everybody else. So you have to put yourself first in order to take care of everybody else.
That's good. In other words, they need to set some boundaries in their lives to
Yes.
protect their happiness. And that's hard, for people to think that
Yeah.
they can set boundaries or whatever. So, all right, well, let's take us a quick little break, and then we come back. We could talk more about some boundaries because we want to know. I like being in business. I ain't gonna lie, it ain't business, but we here to help other people, so they need to know what other people went through, so they can know that it's possible for them as well to overcome some of the challenges that they have. So, y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back with Dr. Fee with more of what she's going to speak about.
You weren't meant to break. You were set apart. What if your deepest pain was the birthplace of your greatest purpose? Meet Gingerbread, a child caught in the chaos of her mother's depression and suicide attempts. She never asked for trauma, shame, or to feel invisible, but she found something greater. Set Apart, the journey to find hope through loneliness, shame, and death is more than a book. It's the breakthrough you didn't know you needed. If you've ever said, "I'm fine," when you were falling apart. If you've ever thought, "This story isn't for me," it is. Don't let fear, excuses, or busyness rob you of healing. This book will shatter the silence, stir your soul, and remind you, you were never forgotten. You were set apart. Set Apart, the journey to find hope in times of shame, loneliness, and death, by author Virginia Dale Manning. Available now, because hope can't wait.
All right, welcome back. And we are here talking to Dr. Fee Speak, and she just dropped some good gems and nuggets and inspiration and tips for you moms who have always been questioning and wondering, do I need to take care of me, or should I just continue taking care of everyone else and letting them take from me and I'm not getting anything in return? So we left off. I wanted to ask you some questions, a question about boundaries, really, right? So how did you set boundaries, and what were some of the boundaries that you set?
Girl, you got to set a boundary, and people do not like boundaries.
They
That's
don't.
when you can find out if people are going to stay or go. When you start setting boundaries, they will leave. You don't have to tell them to go. They're gonna leave on their own. And I think that it's different for all of us. It's just dependent on the situation that we're in, what boundaries we need to set. But for me personally, I wanted to set a boundary of respect. Right. So there was a issue with cheating and lying or whatever. And so I'm a very honest and transparent person. And so to disregard how I felt about certain things, I had to create a boundary of we're not doing lying. We're gonna do honesty. We're gonna do putting my son's feelings the forefront. We're gonna make sure that he's okay, because I think sometimes as adult we don't realize that children become collateral damage
Mhm.
in our situations. And so just making sure that I protected him. So no matter what, I was like, who? Not my son. We're not doing none of that in front of my baby. No, 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 no. So, that was a boundary for me, making sure that his emotional state was cared for. Also making sure that I was respecting in a way that was good for me, because everybody has different things that they need for themselves. Making sure that I am heard and that my voice matters as well. I think sometimes we get along. What does this say? Go along to get along.
Mhm.
And so I did not want to do that anymore. Like, I was very silent about things that I didn't like, and I wanted to stop doing that. So I made sure that I voiced my opinion. So just make sure that you're setting a boundary for things that you think are best for yourself. Because I think for me, like being a mom, you like when you it's like when you first start, like you get pregnant, and so you do all the things, like you
Mhm.
you eat right, you walk, and you take your medicine, you do all the things. And so once the baby gets here, like it starts to take over your life. It starts to take over your relationship. It just takes over. The baby just takes over because they need so much love and attention. And I, even with my children, I try to set boundaries of rest for myself.
Mhm.
Like, I done worked all day. I fed you. I helped you with your homework. Now at 8 o'clock,
It's
y'all better
not.
go sit down. Right,
Mhm.
right. Let's go get on my face. Like, leave me alone. And just having a boundary that mommy needs her time in order to unwind. Like, everybody needs boundaries. Like, every person in your life needs a boundary. I think that as
Mhm.
women, we think that, but everybody, your parents, don't call me telling me Miss Susie died at 11 o'clock at night. You know, I got to get up at 5 o'clock with these kids. Like, you have to have boundaries. Like, I need my rest. I need to sleep. Leave me alone.
Right.
But yes,
Yeah.
boundaries are good.
And that's how you could be more attentive to your kids, to other people at work or whatever when you get your rest. So actually, when you think you being selfish because you need your rest, is actually helping the other people as well, whoever you have in contact with. Because if I'm rested in a good mood, then that means I'm in a good mood with you. You won't get the dragon. So let me rest so we can have a good, a little good correspondence going on over here. So that's important. And I like
Definitely.
the way you talked about the collateral damage with the kids, because a lot of times people think they doing kids a favor by staying with the person, but actually they doing more damage. So that was a nugget in itself. Y'all hear that,
Right. Yes,
moms?
children up.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's a quotable thing right there. Could be collateral damage if you don't watch out and protect them. So what is
Right.
your go-to happiness habits when motherhood feels like is more like survival than celebration? The
Community.
clean
Right.
version.
Community. I can't be PG. Community. So
Okay.
I have so just like I created a brunch, right, to be a safe space for moms. That was really an extension of how I live my everyday life. Like, people went to the brunch and said it felt like Felicia. It felt like me because it's who I am. Like, when I have difficult times, I'm going to the girl group. I'm like, girl, these children getting on my nerves. Girl, I'm about to knock my baby daddy out. Girl, these people is, just I think community really is what you need in order to survive. We don't need anything that's going to create more drama. You need a real solid group that you can really be honest with. See, honesty is what really keeps you grounded and keeps you going.
For
Because if
real.
you can walk in and say, I hate these children today, but I love them, but they getting on my nerves. And somebody can say, girl, I understand because my kids getting on my nerves last week. That's a freeing thing because there's so much judgment in the world behind motherhood. You can't say your kids getting on your nerves. You can't say you tired. You can't say your husband stressed you out. Baby, what can I say? What can I do? Because I mean, like, these are my true feelings. I won't feel that way forever. It's just maybe this day it has been a stressful day. Maybe I've had a lot on my plate. But for me, like I said, community, making sure I have a safe space to be who I truly am, that's how I make it through.
And the truth will set you free.
Definitely.
All right, so we are at the viewer's favorite part of the show. Are you ready for the speaker spotlight?
I am
Okay.
already.
Act like you thought I was going. Here we go. So, what's one mindset shift or action step you believe could transform how we approach health and wellness in our daily lives?
Okay, and in the middle, you talking, the thing froze and did something crazy. Say the last part again.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the whole thing. What's one mindset shift or action step you believe could transform how we approach mental health and wellness in our daily lives?
Okay, I think one habit would be to start writing in a journal. And in the journal, I think you should write dreams, aspirations, and what good thing happened to you that week, right?
Mm,
The mindset shift, I think, is to end every day thinking about something positive that happened,
mm,
right? So 1 year, I lost my house and my job all thing like 24-hour span, right? So that particular year, it was so crazy and so much happened. So I decided when we started the next year that I would do a gratitude jar. Like I read it somewhere on social media. So I did a gratitude jar. So at the end of every day, I would take a strip of paper and say something good happened. Girl, if I got a discount on my meal, like $2, I got $2 discount. Just simple things every day for a month. And if you go back and read all of those things for 31 days, it will make you start to appreciate life in a different way because we tend to hold on to the negativity that happens to us and we forget the small, beautiful things. Like one day I was at Trader Joe's. Like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. And I was in there buying something. I can't even remember. And I was having a bad. I mean, the day was bad. And there was a lady in there and she just walked up to me and gave me flowers and said, "These are for you."
Okay.
And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, I bought these for you. Like, I don't know. Like, God just told me to buy them for you." And I was like, okay, thank you. But I mean, for me to go back and read that at the end of the month was like, wow, that really was a gift that God gave me. Like I was having a bad day. I obviously needed flowers. The lady gave them to me. She didn't even know me. She just gave them to me and walked away. I mean, so just trying to keep a positive mindset. I think that is the mindset shift. Remember positivity and get you a journal. I mean, it don't have to be anything fancy. Get your notebook and just write down every day, like something good that happens to you, what your dream was, and then that way you can have something to go back to that helps you stay focused about what you need specifically as a mom.
That is so good. That is so good. Because people have problems with journaling, child, I'm telling you. And then the thing about it too, that if they, because people don't like the paper and pens, these younger generations, but use your phone. Like you can journal in your phone. You could create a whole folder as a journal in your phone and do your journaling that way as well.
Right?
All
You
right.
could
So what
talk to them.
kind of, huh?
I said they have those apps that you could talk for
Oh yeah,
you to
that
do it.
too. That part too. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell the audience where they could connect with you after the day, and if you have some type of special offer, if you have something going on, let them know what you have going on for them.
Okay. I can be found on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, at Dr. Fee Speaks. That is my title for all of them. Dr. Fee Speaks, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, you can check out my website at drfeespeaks.com. And you asked about a special? So August 1st, I'll be premiering a workbook that's called a rest and relaxation, like learning how to rest when you know it's time to rest, how to pick up on the signals of your body telling you it is time for rest and relaxation. It will come out August 1st, and it was $8.17 because my birthday is August 17th. So I'm doing it as a birthday special. Right. So make sure you go to the website. It posts on social medias, but you can actually get the PDF file from Dr. B Speaks. Remember, it's only $8.17.
Okay.
Yay! Birthday
One day of not having Starbucks,
right.
and it's gonna be worth it. Trust me.
It is. It would definitely be worth it because I used this summer as a relaxation to make sure that I was ready to hit the ground rolling when school went back in. So yeah, it's time to
Okay.
get on the trip.
With any closing remarks or any final nuggets they could take away before we end the show today?
I'll just say to all the moms and women out there who are watching the podcast to make sure that you take some time to put yourself first. Putting yourself first is not a selfish act, it is actually an act of love for all of those that you love. Make sure that you are put yourself first, you are getting enough rest. If you want to get a massage, go get a massage. Take care of yourself because there is only one you. And in order to take care of your children or your parents or your husband, whoever you love, you must have some time for yourself. You must pour into yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So rest, relax, and take care of you.
Okay, that is perfect. So whether you're a working mom holding everything together with a half cup of coffee or a stay-at-home mom wondering if you still you and what can you do to get you back, this episode is for sure is the way to pour into your life and giving you that living water that you need so that you can be happy and whole again. Because moms need happiness too. So using those practical steps, go check out her journal, check out her website, go, look for the next day that the brunch is happening. Because if you are a mom, this episode should speak to you, and we want you to leave comments. We want you to like it, share it to the other moms in your life so that they too can have their cups filled back up with happiness and joy and not always be drained. So don't forget to tune in next week to the next awesome episode of Girl Talk Mental Health for another awesome guest speaker, and we will see you soon next week. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us for Girl Talk Mental Health. Remember, your mental health is your wealth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to at Virginia Del Manning.